On this episode of NSFW, we finally decide who will lead the Betternet. Will it be me? Will it be Brian Brushwood? We confirm our science minister, Dr. Kirsten Sanford, and allegations are swarming around OMGChad. He finally gives us the answers we're looking for. It's all coming up on this edition of NSFW.
Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for NSFW is brought to you by Cashfly at CACHEFLY.com.
This is NSFW episode 48 for November 2nd, 2010. Betterlection Day. This episode of NSFW brought to you by Squarespace. Head on over to squarespace.com and sign up for your free no-risk 2-week trial. And make sure to use promo code NSFW for 10% off the lifetime of your membership.
Brian Brushwood earns his living putting his hand up the butt of a demon puppet. Ask yourself, is this the kind of leader you want? Don't fall for his old tricks. Vote young.
Justin Robert Young on crime.
I want to hear about, some crazy people chasing each other with guns and they start banging and then they get murdered. Like, I want that kind of stuff.
On the record.
I will eventually go to jail. I think the fact that I have not gone to jail yet is really an upset.
On Lady Gaga.
If you love Lady Gaga so much, why don't you marry her penis? And maybe I will, okay?
Anything to add, Mr. President?
Oh, no, he doesn't talk.
I'm Brian Brushwood, and I approve this message. And that means it's go time for the new show full of win. The new sauce for the Webernets is none other than NSFW. I'm your host, Brian Brushwood, joined, as always, by my inimitable co-host, Professor Justin Robert Rubles. How are you, JRY, sir? Justin? Justin, are you really frozen up? Did we lose you? Oh, my God! He forfeits! He forfeits the debate! He hangs up in frustration! And just like that, we start the show without Justin Robert Young, which is awfully convenient for me, because this is the show where we are going to decide, by way of popular election, who is going to be the true leader of Bone Earth, our own little planet on the other side of the galaxy. Actually, it's just around the corner, though, but who could know that kind of thing is somebody who's smart with science. For example, our guest, Dr. Kiki Sanford. How are you, Dr. Kiki?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing very, very well. Thank you so much for joining us on such short notice. I know we had talked about it. We had a snafu with communications, but you lunged into action and you made some magic happen, and for that we appreciate it. We're joined by my co-host now, Justin Robert Young. Hey, buddy. What's going on? How does it trouble with the eyesight?
How you doing, Brian? I think it's very odd that all of a sudden I wind up getting kicked off in the middle of a very, very tense, close election. It's very interesting. You gotta wonder who's the man with his hands on the controls.
Oh,
voters.
hold on.
That's
hold
really
on
what you have
here.
to ask yourself.
All I'm saying, look, all I know is that I'm using a PC and it just works. It just works. But
okay, so that's why I just dropped me from the call. That's very
well, no. You
very,
hung up
very
in frustration when your eyesight froze up. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
No,
but
my eyesight was working perfectly fine. Brian, listen, we can go back and forth all night long, and certainly there's plenty of third-party organizations that are going to do that for us. Let's just stick to the facts. Okay.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. The fact is we've already opened a poll right now. We are deciding citizens of Earth who hope to be citizens of Bone Earth down the road. We're trying to decide. Turns out that the Three Kings thing ain't working out so hot for Bone Earth. So we need to pick one leader for the Betternet. That's the better internet that's going to be built when we go to the planet Bone Earth. And so we've already created a poll. If you head on over to poll.cm/260, you'll see you have two fabulous choices, either me or Justin Robert Rubles the first, and it looks like it's a dead heat already instantly. 40 to 43, a slight edge to Brian, but you know what? We're going to have an official debate to make stuff happen going on.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. 40 to 43, where I have 43. How is that a slight edge to you?
You know what? There's a lot of things going on up here, and I know you can't understand.
Let's not go ahead and list math upon the skills that Brian Brushwood is running on, folks.
You know what?
Justin Robert Young, I look at numbers and recognize their value.
You know what? It turns out that the internet's already corrected it for me, because now, just with that kind of cockiness, we're now at 45-45. See, that's what you get. When you get someone like Justin Robert Young sitting up there being all confident and whatnot, you stick it back to him, man. That's what you need. All right, look, can we get started with today's shenanigans, Justin?
It's a very, very busy day for the Betternet, as everybody knows that November 2nd is the time where we play a lot of screwy games on the internet. And that's part of that, is trying to confirm our new science minister, which is why we've brought upon the nominated Dr. Kirsten Sanford,
yes,
to go forth and be confirmed as our science minister for the Betternet.
Now, I know that you're probably accustomed here on planet Earth that you have to be qualified and they care about your degrees and that kind of stuff. We don't really roll that way on Bone Earth. We want to confirm you. We want to make sure that you have what it takes to make the hard decisions instantly, which is why we're gonna. I was going to say play a game, but it's not a game at all. What is this, Justin?
No. It is a confirmation hearing. It's a confirmation hearing we like to call Who's More Science.
That's right. It's a very simple process. All we're going to do is we're going to give you two options. You're going to tell us who's more science. Are you ready to play to have your confirmation hearing?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Well, good. We're going to start things off. First off, Dr. J or Dr. Doom? Who's more science?
Dr. Doom.
Justin? Oh, no!
Unfortunately not. No. Dr. J.
Dr. J is more science than Dr. Doom.
Yes.
How did that happen?
I'm kind of curious myself.
Listen, Dr. Kiki, if we knew the answers, we wouldn't need a science minister. This is your expertise.
This is why we got to do this.
I think the chat room agrees with me. I think Dr. Doom.
Listen. I'm just gonna try and guide you through this confirmation process. You can't fight it. You just got to keep rolling.
All right. Rolling with the punches.
Always looking forward. That's how we roll on Bone Earth. All right. Okay. Second up.
All right.
Which is it gonna be? Is it gonna be who's more science, Abraham Lincoln or George Washington Carver?
Ooh.
Think it out. Talk it out.
Yeah, talk it out. What are you feeling? What's your gut say? Because the chat room has their opinions.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm going back and forth. Carver.
George Washington Carver. Justin?
George Washington Carver.
Yes! Of course! The man did everything with a peanut. He made a time machine with a peanut once. Went into the future, stole the future secrets of peanuts, and brought it back to the past and claimed credits for all of them. That's clearly science.
Peanut science.
There we go. I'll tell you what. See, right back on it. I like that. You didn't get phased by the first one. Right back on the horse, and we're headed to confirmation. Brian, let's go.
All right, here we go. This one's a tough one. Who's more science, Dr. Kiki? Lady Gaga or Lady and the Tramp? And that's lady, specifically lady of Lady and the Tramp.
Lady.
Yes.
Lady. Lady Gaga seems more... She's fashion. She's way more fashion. I don't know how much science is actually in Lady Gaga's bones. I'm sorry to say, I go with Lady and the Tramp.
Justin?
I started clapping because you said lady twice, and that was your officially recorded answer, so thank God you settled on that. Because otherwise it would have been a tremendous screw-up.
And I was like, why are people clapping already? What is going on? Yes, no, definitely.
What's happening?
Lady and the Tramp is way more science than Lady Gaga. Now things get very, very difficult as we go into the advanced round. This one's going to get a little more complicated, highly political, the world of science right here. Dr. Kiki, who's more science? George Lucas or Luke Perry?
Oh,
listen to the sorrow in her heart as she's faced with this heart-wrenching Sophie's choice right now.
No, the problem was my feed broke up, so as you were asking the question, I was like, all I heard was Luke Perry, and I was like, why is this an option?
Who's more science? Who's more science? Quit dodging the question. This is important.
Here's the deal, Doctor. What you need to do is remember that part of your ministerial duties is to remain an austere figure. So you can't show any weakness. You just have to kind of look over coolly the options and make your selection.
I select choice number 1.
George Lucas, more science than Luke Perry, Justin Roberts Young? Oh, no, sorry. Luke Perry is more science than George Lucas. Bad news. You know,
that was a shock even to me, though.
And you know, the weird part was
that's shocking.
mid-90s, at the height of 902.0, strangely...
902.0?
That's the Dewey Decimal
surface
System.
Temperature of Gliese, like 151. It's like the surface temperature of the planet, right?
Exactly. It's 902.0.
Was that? I imagine that was the Android version, where it was like a mad scientist in Southern California created his children out of robot androids.
Oh my God! I think we just hit upon a great idea. We should totally come up with a sci-fi drama series called 902.0.
902.0.
So
I think it was actually called Caprica, and it was just canceled.
So at the height of 90210, strangely, George Lucas was ahead of Luke Perry, but now turns out he made those changes to the prequels. Those prequels.
Yeah, the prequels and those little things called midichlorians.
Bing, bing. See, she knows.
And then. Yeah. There were some things that George Lucas came up with that hurt me deeply.
That hurt your heart, right? So this is good. This is
pain.
Justin. She's already learning. She's already learning the ways of
No, I
bombers.
feel like this is going very, very well, but we still teeter. So, Brian, let's keep moving along.
All right.
Okay.
This one's a tough one. This is a tough one. For the confirmation, Dr. Kiki, who's more science, Randy Newman or Randy Macho Man Savage?
Oh.
Talk it out. Talk it out.
Come on, yeah, work it out. You can do this.
There's so much science in wrestling. It's got to be Randy Macho Man Savage.
Justin?
Pimping.
Oh, congratulations! She nailed it. That was a trick one too, because after all, Randy Newman, he wrote that song for Toy Story, which is almost redeemable. But you know,
exactly. Because here's the thing: short people having no reason to live is not yet a proven scientific fact.
Yeah, in fact,
No.
specifically,
Short people got no reason.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's the
exactly.
tricky part.
Still a theory, an unconfirmed theory.
Pseudoscience.
However, the flying elbow. There we go. Rock solid.
Pseudoscience, whereas Randy
Showing
Macho Man
proven
Savage.
Macho Man Savage. He's proven his hypotheses on wrestling over and over and over again, from the top of the ring to the bottom of the ring. He's all over it.
Absolutely. Okay.
There we go.
Question.
I'm feeling very, very good about this. Brian, are we ready for the lightning round?
You know what? Yeah, we're going to start speeding things up now. It's going to go very, very fast. We're going to need answers without hesitations. We're going to leave our heartbeat extravaganza going really quick right now. Dr. Kiki.
All right.
What's more science? Your first kiss or the San Francisco riots last night?
Oh, ouch. My first kiss.
Justin? Correctamundo, that's win. Who's more science, Orson Welles or the Oregon Trail?
Oh, two of my favorite things. Orson Welles.
Justin? No. That's correct, yeah. No, the Oregon Trail. You're still even. You're still in a dead heat. Who's more science, Dr. Kiki? Abraham, oh, we already did that one. We already did that one.
We already did that one. I'll do it again. Okay.
We'll do them again.
I can repeat performance. That's all right.
Here we go. Who's more science? Uranium-238 or CB4?
Uranium-238.
Justin?
Correctamundo.
What? I'm surprised by that one.
That's right.
All right, who's more?
Brian, CB4 is a movie. That's ridiculous.
Dude, but you had the sound effect all queued up. I thought you were gonna play it. All right. Who's more science, Dr. Kiki? Barack Obama or Bo Derek?
Ooh, wow. Barack Obama, he supports science all over the board.
Justin?
He's way science.
GTFO.
Oh no! It turns out that it's Bo Derek.
I should have gone with Bo Derek.
Bo
Those
Derek
freaking
has the
braids and
science,
boobs.
the science of that rockin' body. It's a very sweet science.
It's
Exactly.
very straightforward, strict science. You guys are right.
I've got two reasons why it's more science. Those lovely ears.
Okay, okay, all right. Which is more science? And this may be the most important one we're going to ask you. Dr. Kiki,
right.
Who's more science? A dragon or a dragon with a lightning bolt coming out of its mouth?
dragon with a lightning bolt coming out of its mouth.
Justin?
That's right. That's right.
Oh, congratulations!
Right.
I think that's the last one. I mean, do
Is that the last one?
Well, I guess we have one.
One more, and this is for all the marbles. I feel that if you went back and calculated all the ones that you've gotten right and wrong, it all comes down to this one. Brian?
Who is it? Who's more science, Darkwing Duck or Thomas Jefferson?
You guys are so mean.
Talk it out. Talk it out.
I think,
this is not an easy one. Show your work.
no, it's not an easy one at all. It's not an easy one, but I think Darkwing Duck.
Oh, Justin?
Over Thomas Jefferson? Is that your final? This confirmation.
This is for the
literally hangs
position.
in the balance.
Otherwise, we're giving it to OMGChad, and he is a very busy man. We do not want to do that.
OMG. Maybe I could be OMG's advisor if this doesn't work out.
You could be the
confidence, Kiki. Come on.
Oh no, I'm not going to go back on this one. I mean, I love
right.
Thomas Jefferson. He did some great things. He's written some great work, but Darkwing Duck.
Justin?
I'm going to consult the final results before I let you know.
Oh, fantastic! Congratulations, Dr. Kiki, our new science advisor to Bonus. Congratulations! Fantastic job. Fantastic.
I thank you.
Hey, listen,
Thank you.
I know we're having a great time, but unfortunately we are up against a hard break, so I'm afraid we're going to have to toss the sponsor. We'll be right back with the rest of NSFW.
Justin Robert Young claims to respect women, but the evidence shows otherwise.
Oh, hi!
You're an asshole.
Yeah. I launched your face into the mini fridge.
And that's an asshole.
If you love women, vote for Brian Brushwood.
I'm Brian Brushwood.
But I'm a chatty.
Listen, I'm 1/8 chatty. And I'm not proud to admit it. I like chocolate, genocide, and unadulterated evil. I got this letter just recently from a 12-year-old in Darfur who asked me the following question. Brian, what can you do to end the suffering where I'm at? And I'm here to tell you, I want to kill you.
Составлять разнообразные ансамбли вам позволят костюмы из тканей компаньонов.
All right, and we're back with the rest of NSFW. All right, second up, we got another confirmational, important, kind of C-SPAN-esque meeting we got to take care of, right, Justin? What's going on?
No, well, listen. Again, it's very, very busy. It's a busy night here for the Betternet, and part of it is not a joyful occasion like it was confirming Dr. Kiki. No, unfortunately, one of our own, OMGChad, has been besieged by scandals recently, and he's finally, at our advice, going to face the questions that are being asked by the Betternet at large. I give you right now the beginning press conference of OMGChad answering allegations. OMG?
There have been allegations on about me that I would like to face tonight.
Mr. OMGChad, you're under the impression that you're running this meeting here with my co-king for the moment until our elections are decided. As Mr. Justin Robert Young, we're joined by our newly minted science advisor. So I suggest you, sir, sit down and prepare to answer some questions. Justin, what exactly is at issue with OMGChad?
Well, recently, several very, very disturbing pictures have come to light. And we would like to show them to you, OMGChad, and have you get a little explanation. We, in our hearts, believe that you are totally innocent. However, I believe that as we've all come to realize, that might not be the case. And we, as good citizens, Just want an explanation. Brian, do you have the pictures ready?
I do indeed. As a matter of fact, the first is very disturbing. Some people may want to avert their gaze, but the photo clearly appears to be, and we would just like an explanation is all we're asking for, Chad. We're not saying that your position is definitely lost, but we would like to know what's happening in this picture. Why? What is this? What is going on?
Well, that appears to be me. I was on vacation, and we were out, walking about, and it just so happened that a parade passed by, and it was a very eventful parade. I had a lot of fun. Apparently, someone felt the need to take my picture. This doesn't mean anything.
Okay, all right, that's good. Justin, you're real quick. Just so you should know, your picture's frozen, so you feel free to reboot. But that's good. So we're on the record with this photo as saying that.
Yeah, I was just at a parade.
You were at a parade, and you had a good time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
It was very eventful. That's my favorite part.
It was an eventful parade. So. Justin, you got anything you want to share?
Chad, so you don't remember anything that happened at the parade? There was nothing that kind of sticks out of your mind?
There were some floats and I think.
Okay. You know what, Chad? This is not looking really good for you. This is clearly a Photoshop of. This is clearly a photo, a legitimate photo. This is clearly a legitimate photo of you standing on the grassy knoll as JFK's body is. Do you not remember that part?
I don't specifically remember what happened that day.
Okay.
It's fuzzy.
All right, not looking really good for you as our press secretary. Let's take a look at another one of these photos. This is we have the up close of the JFK situation.
Wait, hold on, wait. Before we move along a bit, I'm gonna say, Chad, I'm on your side. Okay, I really am.
Thank you.
It's a hard one to get away from when all of a sudden you have no apparent memory of the most defining moment of the past century. A president getting brutally murdered when you were clearly right there.
Oh my God, Chad. Chad says all I remember is that it was a fun parade. So,
well, all right.
If you don't mind,
I really like my job.
we will have a. Oh my gosh, this is a terrible thing. Let me. I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna set up a conference with just the three of us. And unfortunately, There we go. Wait, split vertical. 3D corrected. There we go. Triple corrected. There we go. All right. Get out of here, Chad. Listen, fellow citizens of Bone Earth, I got to tell you, it's not looking good for Chad. Not looking good for Chad at all.
No.
Kiki, what's your read on this situation?
I feel like he's hiding something. I feel like, there's a lot more information there that we're not getting the full story from this press secretary.
I agree.
Right.
A fun parade? A fun parade? I mean, I guess maybe the confetti were chunks of brain and skull from John F. Kennedy, according to OMGChad. like so many Mardi Gras beads, according to this joke.
Okay, all right. So let's take a look at the next photo. This one, we'll take a look at it. Why don't you describe it for us and exactly what was happening here? What was this?
Well, as you know, when you walk up the corporate ladder, and right now I'm very happy with where I am. And, you have to take some jobs that you're not so I think I was a clerk. I wasn't really at a company, and I forget the name. But it wasn't like a massive failure of sometimes you just gotta get over things. But yeah, that company didn't do too well.
All right, so
no fault of my own.
This is again. Just be clear. Talk to us straight, Chad. This is your job that's on the line. You want to give it to us straight? Come on.
Well, I mean, in this very situation, we were celebrating we had a very good product launch. 2 months later, maybe not so much, but this is a happy moment in my life.
Chad, it's a picture of you working for Enron and wearing a very smart blouse
as you dance.
It looks like he's
it was a very liberal company. I mean,
All right. So you worked at Enron. You got nothing to say for the fact that you were part of Enron. Nothing to say.
Sometimes stepping stones happen. You just got to move on. You got to step on them and then leave them in the dust. Sometimes.
Okay. You're gonna leave them in the dust? Like maybe the millions of investors for which you defrauded in one of the biggest financial collapses in American history?
Don't call them investors. I like to call them customers or other people is what I normally like to use. But things happen. You just got to move on. I mean, that was what? A long time ago.
All right, this is not looking good for you. But look, speaking of moving on, let us move on to the next photo. What is happening here, Chad? What are we looking at?
Well,
what is this?
The photo appears to be me at a birthday party. Who's that in the back?
But that looks like Johnny Zavant.
Oh, Johnny Zavant. Yeah. Oh, we were throwing a party for Johnny because he was leaving. Working with he hadn't announced that he was leaving working for you yet, but he soon decided later that he would stop working for you. So
so you're saying when we look at this, we shouldn't see a bed engulfed in flames, you looking smug, and a half-naked man trying to escape out the window. That's not what we should be saying.
I brought him a cake.
Who's there in the background?
In the
There's
towel.
somebody else
Yeah,
who's
that was the former Brian Brushwood assistant Johnny Zavant.
No. We're not talking about this guy running away like a scared chicken. We're talking about this guy dying, engulfed in flames, while you sit there smugly looking at him.
I don't see him.
I'm melting.
I don't know.
All right. If you don't mind.
I don't see.
Dr. Kiki, listen. I'm having a hard time getting through all this in my mind. Chad is obviously not the man that I once thought he was, but as a newly minted Minister of Science for the Betternet, can you please lend me your judgment here? Well, what are we supposed to think of this hooligan?
This hooligan, well, he's presenting a pretty good story, which is good for a press secretary. He's got to tell a story. He should be a little bit more believable. I mean, we should believe him that he really just
so you do not
birthday
right
party.
Now. So you don't believe him.
I don't know if I believe him.
And that's science. That's a scientific fact that she does not believe him. All right?
And by the way, can we also point out that the truth that OMGChad told was him basically using arson as intimidation to get a job?
Well, and actually, that part's okay. I'm okay with that part. That's actually a plus in his favor.
Right.
That's what we want. That's the kind of go-getter spirit that's going to make Bone Earth the #1 planet in this quadrant for damn sure. All right, let's take a look at the next one here. What is happening in this photo right here?
Before my stint as press secretary, I was a makeup artist for a popular TV show called The Walking Dead.
Oh, whoa, this is good.
So, yeah.
This is fantastic spin.
And this was one of my...
Is that body laughing in the background?
Yes, it is. Body laughing in the background. I'm sorry, go ahead. So anyway, you before you joined us at Bone Earth, you were a makeup artist on The Walking Dead. This is really good.
Yes, yeah. And so so this was one of our people that we did makeup on, and so while it looks like it's me over a dead body corpse pointing to him like I'm about ready to pick his nose, it's actually me applying some makeup and some eyeliner to him.
This is brilliant. Okay, look, I don't know about you guys, but I think
I'm down.
He's almost all the way back now. I think it really comes down to this last photo, and maybe he saves his job. We'll take a look. We'll see. All right, Chad, what's going on right here, buddy?
This was that we were in a different country, and other countries don't have the same laws. I was overweight. I was too overweight for this country, and so I was being arrested. This is no fault of my own. I've since been on a diet, and I've since thinned down, and I can now go back to said country. Unfortunately, I can't say which country it is.
No, you can. You can. Go ahead. What country?
No.
Or they asked me not to.
Yeah, that would be rude. It'd be crass.
It's an Earth side country, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Bone Earth is
not
so
a Bone
much
Earth
better.
country.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I just have one question. No fault of your own, were you forced into eating contests?
Well, there was a lot of parties at Enron that I had to be, a part of. So
this is good. He's a company man. He took the hint when the guy took a piece of ham and dipped it in the chocolate fountain and said, "Try this." What did Chad do? He wolfed it down, and then later got arrested for being so fat.
Yeah.
And then the subsequent 300 more times that he had his chocolate dipped ham, he said, "More Basil, I have another. More Basil ham."
Wow.
Please, I would like another.
I gotta say, it wasn't looking good there at the beginning. But Justin, I mean, are you ready to give a ruling on this? Can we make it happen?
You want to know what, Brian? Sure. Apparently, he was could not remember John F. Kennedy being shot by an assassin's bullet, or remember working at Enron, or wearing that really nifty blouse pantsuit combo while dancing about. But he really, really redeemed himself in the tribunal here. I'm gonna go and give him my thumbs up.
You know what? As far as the tribunal, I guess I'll reserve judgment because I'm tempted to just give him a thumbs up as well, unless you've got something else. I mean, it's all down to you, Kiki, because we only have. I don't know if you know the way the government works on Bone Earth. The two presidents together only get one vote. Like, we have to share our vote. That's part of the reason that the kingship, we got to have a president, one president. So it all comes down to you. You can either invalidate us or go for it. What's it going to be?
I say Chad for the win. He brought it back.
Chad for the win. Congratulations, Chad. He keeps his job.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
I'm happy to keep my position as a Bone Earth press secretary. Thank you so much, folks. Thank you.
All right. GTFO. Get the heck out of here.
GTFO!
All right, look, we'd love to keep doing goofy shenanigans, but I'm afraid we're up against another hard break. We got to go to commercials, but we will be back with an important message with Mr. Justin Robert Young.
Justin Robert Young wants to be president of your Betternets.
Hello, my name is Justin Robert Young.
But Justin Robert Young has a dark side.
I'd make out with that old woman.
Better hide your grandma. Justin is on the prowl.
True blue, Ethel.
That's why I'm the better politician.
Choose Brian Brushwood for a safer, better Betternets.
I'm Brian Brushwood. I approve this message. And we're back with NSFW. My name is Brian Brushwood, joined as always by my inimitable co-host, Mr. Justin Robert Young, and our newly minted Secretary of Science, none other than Dr. Kirsten Sanford. And before we move too far forward, we wanted to have a quick word with Justin Robert Young about something that's near and dear to all of our hearts. And who might they be, Justin?
Well, Brian, it's Squarespace. Yes, the #1 website building, web hosting, all in one, solves your problems and makes you a happy solution to any kind of digital publishing.
That's all you got to say about Squarespace?
I love it, Brian, and I use it myself. I'm working on a project right now, and I'm building it on Squarespace.
Yeah. Who might be good at using Squarespace? Who might Squarespace be good for?
Well, I mean, everybody. I mean, I know I am. I have a brand new project, and I made sure that I used offer code NSFW to make sure that I got 10% the lifetime of my order.
Okay. Well, what
and
kind of...
that's so the entire time that my site runs.
What kind of situation might somebody need to get around in order to, have their hosting ability keep them afloat, right?
Well, I mean, you have you have your site on there, right? And then you've had a lot of big traffic come through there. It never crashes. Solid as a rock.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. No. Definitely solid as a rock. But I just feel like there's some kind of person that would be really interested.
You know, bro, I don't know why you keep driving at things. It seems, very, very weird. I've tried to just explain as a testimonial that I'm starting my new site called hottimesinthecity.squarespace.com, unless somebody takes that idea before I do. and it's going to be fun. And I'm relying on it. So when it gets really popular, it won't crash.
Okay, but how's it going to look? Because you're lousy at coding.
No, listen. Hot Times in the City is going to be great. It's going to look fantastic. They have all these pre-programmed little designs there. So I'm not a CSS wizard. No. My focus is on the content, right?
Yeah,
and that's why at Hot Times in the City, it's going to be
what about
on making all sure the videos and the words get there, and Squarespace making it all gussied up and pretty.
Yeah, but what about somebody like Dan Dirks, your boy who is a CSS wizard? Huh?
Oh, he can just take off. He can spread his wings and fly away. Even if let's say I hired him to take care of my site, hottimesinthecity.squarespace.com.
Okay.
It would be fantastic. He'd just totally take care of it, and he would make it look exactly how we wanted it to, because Squarespace gives you that kind of functionality.
Justin.
Yeah.
What's going to be on hottimesinthecity.squarespace.com?
Listen, it's a little project I've been working on. It's a comedy site where I walk up to random people on the streets of major metropolitan cities and throw hot coffee in their face.
Okay, look, here's the thing, people. You guys know how good Squarespace is, and you know how important it is that if you...
See, that would be where I would throw the hot coffee right in your face.
Would you know?
Work, and I just go, boom, Hot Times in the City! And I'd record that and upload it to YouTube, and I'd put it right on Hot Times in the City.squarespace.com.
Stop talking right now, Justin Robert Young. Listen, Squarespace is the best development platform in the entire freaking universe, because whether you're a whiz or a novice, you're going to have a great-looking website. You're going to be able to upload anything from your iPhone, from your computer on the road. That's what's great, is I'm always on the road, and I never know what kind of computer I'm going to do. I can make updates from my freaking iPhone, and the best part is, if you use promo code NSFW, we don't get canceled immediately. And you get a 10% off the lifetime of your order. Justin Robert Young, you got something you want to share before we wrap things up here?
Here's what you need to do. You got to make sure first that the coffee's really, really hot.
Okay, all right, that is enough. I'm sorry, but we're up against Justin. I'd hate to cut you off, and I do want to remind everyone to use promo code NSFW when you sign up for your free 2-week trial at squarespace.com. But we're on a hard break, and I'm afraid that we have to go to another commercial.
Hot Times in the City!
All right. I'm Brian Brushwood, running for president of the Betternet. I approve this message.
Brian Brushwood, family man.
I love puppies.
Yeah, we hear that about you, Penny.
Devoted husband.
Yeah,
You're so talented.
Does that feel good to you, Barney?
Vote Brushwood for a better boner. Or...
T-T-F-O!
Hello, Betternet. Citizens of Bone Earth. It has been my pleasure for over 2 years now to serve as your ambassador to shenanigans and tomfoolery.
Blah, blah, blah. We're no longer listening, Mr. Brushwood. Internet, for years, this man has lied to you, manipulated you.
Some of us are just regular Americans.
Regular Americans, you say? Let me ask you this, Internet. Is this something that you normally see a regular American doing?
They call me Jury, and I approve this message.
Apple pie. Beaches. Flowers. And cute little bunnies.
Can be destroyed by aliens. Hello, I'm Horse Boy, and I approve this message because I have a proven track record of defeating aliens and saving the world.
All right. So now we're back. Look, now can we get to the final main events, the issue that we're all really here? Because we got something we have to settle between you and me, Justin Robert Youngles. What's going on?
It's all come down to this. Number one, I'm sick of your campaign going so negative so early, and don't tell me you don't have control over the third-party special interest groups.
Listen.
You've done a disservice to the Betternet and this election, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
All right, now listen, Justin, I've had about enough of this. From the moment Andrew Bancroft, our beloved third king, fell, some think was pushed off of Mount Brody, the entire structure of Bone Earth has been torn asunder. And while we've had some success with our science advisors, with our press secretaries, we have had no success in resolving who's going to run Bone Earth. And let me tell you right now, it's a dead heat. It's a dead heat right now. President of the Betternet, live right now, 51% coming to this guy right here. They can't decide. Okay. We got to have a debate. We got to debate.
Exactly. Because you've had these scurrilous lies and absolute untruths that have coated and slimed up this election to the point that I'm going to nickname you Slimer. Slimer.
Oh, okay.
Old Brian Slimerwood has been sliming around the slime town, is what I've always said.
Okay, well, listen, here's the thing. While you freeze up with your frozen shenanigans again, then I'm going to say, here's what we're going to do.
How coincidental! Just as I've had to make my point, Brian's computer starts farting up the town.
All right, listen, here's the thing. We have finally a nonpartisan person who's interested in true science right here, Dr. Kirsten Sanford, who will preside over this debate. We will take calls from the public. We will, so you can go ahead and hit us up at NSFW show on Skype, and we'll go ahead and put you on the air. But we'll even let Dr. Kiki ask first question if she wants to take them from the chat room. But Justin, what else? You got anything you want to add to ruin everything before we get started?
Okay, number one, all I want to say is this: I have been of the Betternet and for the Betternet for as long as I can remember. I strive to make sure that I live up to the memory of Andrew Jelly D. Bancroft, and make sure that we run. Number one, I don't pull old switcheroo tricks like my opponent, who just makes sure that he gets there so we can give the thumb action thing.
All right, listen, I'm sorry, we're up against a hard break. We're up against a hard break, and I'm afraid we have to play an advertisement. Here it is.
Okay, so yeah.
Who is Justin Robert Young? Jury, Siju, Diego Rothman. What does he have to hide?
People, racism is good.
Vote Brian Brushwood for a better tomorrow.
99% of you are already making videos supporting Justin Robert Young, and perhaps you should.
What's that, Brian? You don't even endorse yourself to lead the Betternet? If Brian Brushwood is elected, things will get scary.
Justin Robert Young means 3 words: money, money, money. They call me Jury, and I approve this message. Justin Robert Young.
All right, now it is finally time to have this settled once and for all. We got to have our open debate. You can call us in. We have open lines right now. NSFW show on Skype. Go ahead and give us a call. We'll throw you on. Audio only, please. Nobody send us any video or else the internet will explode. But Dr. Kiki just hung up on us. So that...
All right, well, I do see some questions coming in from the chat room. If I can introduce them into the open debate.
All right, go ahead.
Spark Movement asks, would marijuana be legal? Brian Brushwood, I will go ahead and allow you to take the first crack.
Oh, man. You're like Brian Brushwood. I would allow you to jump into this pit of despair from which there shall be no return. Let me tell you what, dude. I believe in freedom. I believe in America. I believe in what our founding fathers believed in. And I think you know what that means. Justin?
I don't deal in vagaries. I don't deal in half-truths. I don't deal in a bunch of verbal gobbledygook that just poops out on your computer screen. No. You want to know if marijuana is going to be legal? I say yes. If you want to know if it's not going to be legal because you're scared of it? I say no.
So what you're saying is you'll just tell you.
I'm answering questions, Brian.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's something that you refuse to do. Next question.
Okay, all right. No, that's fair enough. Listen, we have a caller right now on the line. Adam's on the line. Adam, are you there, buddy? Oh, he hung up upon me. But we do have actually from Norway. Espen was calling in, and then he just chickened out as well. So that's unfortunate.
Okay, I see another question here. In the Betternet, can a ghost marry a horse? And I'm going to take that question. Yes, absolutely. I am for ghost and horse unions. After all, if we didn't have that, then where would the headless horseman of Eeyore be?
Okay.
Nowhere.
Listen,
because we know that guy screwed that horse.
Okay, all right. First of all,
lot.
listen. First of all, I move that no more Justin running the questions that are coming from the chat room. Questions have to come from the chat room. All right, and they have to be picked.
That was from the chat room. That was from Minion.
They have to be picked by Dr. Kiki. You can't do that because you're controlling. Kiki, are you back with us? I'm sorry for the. She's distracted. That's okay. Listen, Kiki's got a lot going on. Espen, are you there, buddy?
Yes, I am.
All right. What's your question?
I want to know what kind of lessons you guys want to teach in school on the Bone Earth.
Justin, or actually, I'm going to let Kiki has to direct this. Kiki has to direct. Who goes first?
Who goes first between Justin or?
Yeah. You need to direct this this travesty of this sham of a debate.
All right, let's keep it very shameful. I say Justin's been talking too much. Brian, go.
You know what? I'm glad you said that because I agree. Justin has been talking too much, not just in this debate, but in the show in general. And my first move as president of the Betternet would be to reduce his volume by 10%. And that is what I would teach. Justin, I would like to point out that Bonnie the Invisible Wife, just from the other room, shouted, "Yay!"
Again, the Brushwood Gang seeks to tell you how you can enjoy not only this program, but also the education on Boner. I say no. I say we don't need their self-imposed volume restrictions. Brr. No, I want to teach your kids that Brian can shut his filthy mouth and keep his dumb haircuts to himself. That's lesson number one.
Okay, well, now you've heard both sides. We do have another caller, Kiki. This is Jonathan from somewhere on the internet. Jonathan, you're on the line with Dr. Kiki.
Hey, I just wanted to know, what are your plans for dealing with the denizens of Space Hitler and keeping him out of our superpower-giving cosmic belt?
Dr. Kiki?
All right, we'll go the other direction. Justin, you go first with this question.
I have a 3-point defense plan to stop Space Hitler from getting our superpowers. Number 1, spaceships. Number 2, pitchforks that we tie to the spaceships. Number 3, even more spaceships. You heard me. 3 points.
Actually, this question is directed towards Brian.
Hold on. You know what? I put somebody in the queue, and Kuhan just starts talking. He doesn't even wait his turn. Kuhan, can I take... I would like to point out that I think that my esteemed opponent has a fantastic plan. It does involve a lot of spaceships. Question whether or not it's enough. I'm going to say that my plan was the same plan, only with more spaceships.
So everyone decided in your head.
All right, Kuhan is on the line.
Who has more spaceships?
So anyways.
Go ahead, Kuhan.
This question is directed towards Brian. Now, I'm afraid that if you were to become the president, your spiky hair might poke some eyes out, possibly. If you were to say greet other leaders, you might poke their eye out, and then their country or their planet might attack us. What would you do about that situation?
Dr. Kiki, if I may.
Go right ahead.
Kuhan, that is without a doubt in the history of the internet. In the history of the internet's favorite godchild, the Betternet. Without a doubt, the stupidest thing ever spoken aloud in the history of transmitted media. I believe that you should never again bother me with such trivialities. And let's just say...
Brian, can I please be allowed to answer this? Come on! Man! Get the hell off! You're dumb. Stop it. Stop calling.
All right, we have another call. This is Elliot is on the line. Elliot, you are now on the line with Dr. Kiki.
Hi. I think the viewers are interested in full disclosure here and some transparency, if you will, and I think it would be very enlightening for you to tell us which superpower you each decided for yourself.
Brian, start with this one.
Dr. Kiki, this is a very serious question, and the answer is the powers of the invisible girl. Because she has all the powers to make herself invisible, she can make other objects invisible, and OBT dubs force fields. What? I don't like you? I just make a little force field in your stomach and then expand it, and I split your body in half. Not you, Dr. Kiki. I would never do that to you. But I'm just saying, very useful power.
Especially while she's pregnant. Jeez, Brian. What a thing to introduce. That's horrific.
All right, Justin, what's your answer?
Listen,
Superpower
folks,
away.
My superpower, because I had foresight, was the ability to create spaceships with my bare hands and my mind. I can make spaceships, folks, as many as we need. Pew, spaceship. Pew, spaceship.
Okay, all right. we now have Rick Foster on the line. Rick Foster, you're on the line with Dr. Kiki.
Yeah, I just want to know what's gonna happen if Jay Leno wants to move our planet back 100 light years.
Dr. Kiki.
How would he move our planet back 100 years? Anyway, Justin.
Jay Leno wants to come and roll up and move our planet back 100 light years. I'm going to move our planet to TPS.
TPS?
TBS.
Oh, TBS. I see. Oh,
the network?
That's cute. That's cute. No, I get you're pandering because the internet likes Conan. Let me tell you. Listen up,
All right, go,
people.
Brian.
Look, I mean, that's easy for you to say. Sitting, these are fictitious gods of Olympus you're playing with. I know Jay Leno. I mean, I met Jay Leno. Jay Leno doesn't know who I am, but I met him, and you, sir, are no Jay Leno.
What the hell does that mean?
I think I've spoken.
You've pandered. You've been on Jay Leno's show. You are an open consort of the enemy. The man who wants to move our planet back 100
Dr. Kiki, do we really need to? I think the format of the debate is clear.
You've made out with Jay Leno.
Dr. Kiki, do I have to
format is clear.
Confirm or deny that you made out with Jay Leno?
Dr. Kiki, do I have to answer this?
That is irrelevant at this point.
Thank you.
That's out of the
Thank
debate.
you. Okay.
All right.
Not your turn, Justin. Moving
Benjamin,
to another
you are on
question.
the line. Benjamin, you're on the line with Dr. Kiki.
Gentlemen, I do not want taxes ever again. Who can hook me up with that?
Dr. Kiki.
Let's start with Justin.
You don't want taxes? Fine. No taxes. All you have to do is make sure you clean my spaceships. And I want detailing. Like serious. And then also spray the pineapple stuff under the seats so it smells nice. Not for the next 2 days, but like months afterward.
You. Brian?
Listen, you don't want taxes? I don't want taxes. Who likes taxes? I say quit taxing the people. I say tax the taxes. That's how I roll. Brian Brushwood, president of the Betternet.
Nice. Very nice.
John.
Any more questions?
John, you're on the line with Dr. Kiki.
How you guys doing? If the zombie epidemic broke out, what type of weapon would you guys use? See ya.
Brian.
I would use an axe to chop off Justin Robert Young's hands and use them to create spaceships. So many spaceships that I'm able to destroy the zombie apocalypse.
All right.
Justin.
You want to talk about zombies? Let's talk about zombies. The way you kill zombies is you make sure you crush their heads, right? So let's make a big saw, I'm talking about a bandsaw, something really, really large like they'd use in a heavy metal video or a illusion show, turn it sideways, and just cut them all down. We're going to drive it in a car. What kind of car? A funny car. Yes, 18 people, the entire cabinet of the government packed into one car, which we saw up zombies, use all the heads as it litters the streets, start kicking them around like a fun ball pit, and then pile out like a bunch of silly geese.
Nice.
Okay, I think we got time for one, maybe two more calls. Will is on the line. Will, you're on the line with Dr. Kiki.
Hi. I don't trust robots. What are your stances on them?
That's a great question. That's a great question, Will. Because the robots are going to dominate us one day. Justin.
I totally agree with you. I don't trust robots as far as I can throw them, and I can't throw a lot far. I not only want to tell you that I share your concerns, but I want to raise concerns that Brian Brushwood is a robot, and I would ask that he prove right now, once and for all, that he can't, in fact, latch his head backwards and reveal his mainframe.
So you're saying that the only way for me to prove that I'm not a robot is to rip my head off? That's the only way.
That's what I'm saying. Are you refusing? Are you refusing the challenge set forth by the populace?
No, I'll do it. I'll do it. But
then go. Are you jousting with your robot powers over our heads?
Listen, I'm sorry. We're getting another call, and we have Chad Johnson on the line. Chad, what's going on?
Listen, while I like to vote for both of you, Fapper should be in the race. There's no way to write in my own vote. I would like Fapper and I would like Horseboy to be on the ballot because I can't write in anything.
Dr. Kiki, I'm afraid you're in charge of this. This is kind of unprecedented. Is this really what we want to do? I got to admit, it is a statistical dead heat right now, although technically I do have 51% of the vote. I just want to point that out. Do you think it's worth it? Do we have an unfair poll here?
It's slightly biased, for sure. But I mean, if you're determining the government and everything for
this is the chat realm speaking out. We would like we would like a write-in vote for the chat realm.
I for one am for the candidates. I believe that they should be able to be written in, and I think it's high time that we knocked off the Brushwood monopoly of making sure that we keep these fine politicians out.
All right. Well, then I'm going to make one for president of the Betternet, and I'll put here Brian, Justin, and I'll put Horseboy/Fapper double ticket. There we go. All right. So done. Posted. So it's now, if you go to, I just created it, so I'm posting it right now. Looks like it's hanging on a thread for no apparent reason. Oh, wait, no, wait. And poll 269, poll.cm/269. I'm going to cast my vote, which is totally fair and in no way biased at all. And let's see who's going to be president of the internet. Poll.cm/269. And meanwhile, I'm going to turn off this laptop in the background. Justin, you want to wrap things up? Meanwhile, we'll talk about because we're up against the end of our hour here.
Yeah, folks, listen, no matter how you've chosen to vote, I do appreciate you taking part of this very, very, very important day in democracy, and no others. If you did any other voting, I don't thank you. But if this is the only thing that you voted for, then you and me, we're on the same side. Thank you. Please follow all updates to my campaign at Justin R. Young on Twitter, and make sure you head on over to youtube.com/WeirdThingsTV, where the YouTube series continues to roll on, and you find out fun, new, weird facts.
Dr. Kiki, where can people track you down? Because in addition to all your duties as science advisor to all of Bone Earth, you've got earthly duties as well in the meantime, right?
Yeah, I absolutely have earthly duties. One of them being science advisor to Twit. You can find me at twit.tv Thursdays. I do Dr. Kiki Science Hour and This Week in Science. And you can find me on Twitter at Dr. Kiki, or just Google me, Dr. Kiki. It's pretty easy.
Dude, that's when you're big time.
If you can use a chat room, you can figure out how to find me.
That's when you're big time. Is when you're like, how to find me? I don't know. Why don't you Google me? I'm all over the interwebs. I'm all over the Betternet. I'm science advisor to Bone Earth. That's how I roll. Speaking of which, you can contact me I'm at Schwood. That's at SHWOOD. I'm trying to do a Twitter push here. I'd like to kind of creep up to the next level here. But otherwise, that's it for this episode of NSF. Oh, I guess we should check on the poll, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole point of the entire episode.
Chad, do you? Where can people find you before we wrap things?
People can find me at OMGChad.com. You can follow me on Twitter at OMG_Chad.com.
Or standing creepily behind the corpse of JFK. That's where people can find you. Meanwhile, we're going to decide right now who the president of the Betternet is, and it appears to have crashed. No, there we go. It appears to be by a wide margin with 39% of the vote. It's Horseboy and Fapper. Double tickets. What?
They beat everyone.
They go. They win. They win. That's what we play whenever somebody wins, and they've won.
Well, congratulations. Congratulations to you, Horseboy and Fapper. Hey, by the way, we actually have live via satellite co-president of Bone Earth is none other than Horseboy. See you next Tuesday.
Dying of fire.
Thank you so much a million times over, Dr. Kiki. That was absolutely phenomenal. You saved our bacon, you saved the day, and you had no idea what we were up to. All you knew is that we needed you. And then like Darkwing Duck, you blew off Thomas Jefferson. You came dashing over, you put on your headphones, and you rocked it. You made all of this possible. Thank you a million times over.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Kiki.
It was fun.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Who is Brian Brushwood? Let's ask Justin Robert Young.
Brian Brushwood has one of the most popular shows on Revision 3. And Brian Brushwood, while pretending to focus on NSFW, has already started another podcast on the Twit Network.
Do we really need another Leo Laporte? Vote Justin Robert Young this Tuesday.
My name is Justin Robert Young, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Brody Pack, Adrian Brody, Treasurer.
The following is a paid advertisement by Lonely.Geek Studios. Brian Brushwood. He's professional. He's a family man. He's goal-oriented. Is he also a liar? Those hair spikes aren't real. Can he be trusted? Is he hiding other things from you? Justin Robert Young. He loves the Betternet. He loves the chat room. And he loves porn. Vote Justin Robert Young for president of the Betternet.
Can we trust Brian Brushwood to run Bone Earth? No, we can't. Brian has openly approved racism and genocide. Do what is right for Bone Earth. Vote for Justin on November 2nd. Paid for by the committee to elect Justin for president.
Brian Brushwood tried to light Justin Robert Young's face on fire.
Oh, goddamn, your face was on fire!
He claims to be a magician, but can't perform a simple magic trick.
And if all goes well...
But did it go well, Brushwood?
Ta-da!
Digging nails in your eye? Proud of the fact that you scam people? Brushwood claims to be an evil genius, and tries to get you to enlist in the military, but supports Muslim terrorists.
Ve tabii bunun için bir gönüllüye ihtiyacım var diyor. Bir hani hastalığı olan bir gönüllüye ihtiyacım var diyor. Oo, buyurun efendim, anında kalktı.
Justin Robert Young. He's Horseboy. Don't you want to support Horseboy?
You got served.
Don't let Brushwood scam America. Vote Justin Robert Young. Paid for by the campaign to elect Justin Robert Young.
Now, some people like to slander Mr. Justin Robert Young for beating women, and well, there was rough enough going on, that's for sure. But Brian Brushwood? How about no one? Vote for Justin Robert Young for a better fellow.
I'm excited for when the upload is complete. That is going to be very awesome.
I'm excited too. It's gonna be great.
Have you picked names? Is that all? Is that public yet?
Oh, I have no idea. So far, his name is Nano Skeletor Sanford.
That's awesome. Really? That's odd. Do you know what before we found out?
That's what we've got so far.
Before we found out Penelope was a girl, if it was a boy, we were gonna name him Baxter Thunder Brushwood. But then,
nice.
I like a Nano Skeletor. It's awesome.
Although I like Skeletor as a middle name.
Yeah.
Because like it doesn't matter where you go with that first name. When you get to that middle name, you're like, whoa.
When you're really angry at him, Baxter Skeletor, get over here.